For this video, we are going to look at how to catch Goldstein, the legendary largemouth bass, on the United States map or Golden Ridge Reserve. And if this video helps you in any way catch Goldstein or you enjoy it, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. As you can see, I am in the handbook. Goldstein is a 27.32 pound largemouth bass. Let's take a look at his traits. He's very aggressive, so there's not going to be any nibbling. He's jumper. He likes to jump out of the water. According to this, I'm going to have to disagree because in all the times I've caught him, I've never seen him jump out of the water, at least as far as I can tell. So I don't depend on that, although that is one of the strategies. He just doesn't seem to jump as often as I was expecting him to. And then ambusher, this is the one that's most important. Bites only lures which have recently splashed in the water. So what that tells you is if you long cast, reeling it all the way in is really a waste of time. I'm guessing it's about 4 seconds or so before he loses interest. It's the splash that attracts him. So let's look at his bait preferences. Popper, frog, worm crankbait. I like to use either popper or frog at the top of the list. I think you can use any of them probably, although I've never caught him jigging. I'm sure it's possible. So let's take a look at the gear that I'm going to be using. And for purposes of the video, if I can catch them, I'm going to try and pull them in as quickly as possible. So I'm using the 55 pound max strength bait casting that you can buy at level 35 in the normal tackle store, along with the mediator 44 pound 55 pound braided. And then I like to use a 2/0 frog or the larger size. For Goldstein, anything from 7 to 3/0 will work. So 1, 2, and 3 may catch you also diamond bass, but in the 2/0 range, you're really just going to catch Goldstein. So after looking at that, the next most important thing is, where is the legendary this week and how do you find that? And as you can see, I have put a marker here parked nearby. And I know that because, well, one, I'm part of the search team and I do a legendary post every week, but where you want to go for that is the official angler Discord. And every Wednesday night when the legendary fish reset 10 o'clock Eastern, a group of us, including myself, will go out and look for those fish and then post them in the trophy gallery there, the location and typically what was used to catch them. And for quite a while, I've been making a Legends Plus Tips post where I cover the locations and all the techniques that I use to catch them. So that is the best way to find them. Of course, I'm posting them on this YouTube channel as well, and I have been posting them in Reddit lately as well. So once you find the location, you're going to want to go there, use your gear, and what I like to do for Goldstein, because he's so stubborn about the short term on that, is I'll quick cast and then I'll set my speed down to 1 and make sure I'm twitching. And I'm going to want to go around the boat like a clock. So I'm going to start here. So as far as reel speed, there's lots of techniques to catch Goldstein. This is my personal favorite that works for me over and over again. I'm going to just go around the clock, around the boat like a clock, and short cast only on X-Specs. That's RB, or same if you're using controller on PC, which I'm doing right now. So that reel speed, what you're looking for is to give them a chance to catch it before it gets to the boat, but not be so long that it's a waste of time for you to do long cast. All reels are different on their speed, so this particular one, the 1X, is just about perfect. I have used others where 1X took an eternity to get in, and then I switched to 2X or even 3X. But it really comes down to what reel. You can see the approximate amount of time it's taking me. And the downside to this location is that it's in the lily pads. So if he's chasing the bait and he misses it, which definitely happens, I had that happen on my Xbox this week. I can't see him, so that really stinks. It's very frustrating when he's in the lily pads like this. So we're gonna go all the way around the boat. So you have to be patient with Goldstein. It's very rare to get him quickly. 10-15 minutes is not uncommon at all. The very first time I went for Goldstein, I was trying the look for Goldstein and long casting and cutting method, and I tried for over 8 hours with absolutely no luck whatsoever. No, never saw him jump. Seemed like a tremendous waste of time. And I noticed that when I did finally catch him, it was right after I'd shown up, and it was on a quick cast very near the boat, like I'm doing right now. So I spent a lot of time testing that and developing that, what would be the best strategy to target him, and this one has consistently worked for me. Not to say that long casting and catching him based on sight isn't possible. It just hasn't been a consistent, successful option for me. So the next thing I want to do is I want to move the boat around this area because I think he's constantly moving in the area. After I move, I have to readjust my speed again. And this spot over here will give me a little more chance to see him. It doesn't seem like Goldstein sits still. It seems like he's constantly moving around the area. So one of the challenges to catching him is you move and he moves, and you're still not able to catch him. Another thing to point out is that you may be fishing in multiplayer. I am in single player right now for purposes of the video, and I often do use single player for legendaries just to make it easier from a visual standpoint with all of the boats in the way. So just because Goldstein is caught next to you in a person's boat, it doesn't mean that's where your Goldstein is. Everyone has their own fish. They can be in their own place, and yours may not be right there, so don't bother to move. It's really kind of counterproductive to go park on someone else's boat thinking because they caught him there, that's where yours is. That's really not the case. It's still random as to where he may be in here. All right, one more cast, and then I'll show you what to do next. So we've moved, but you really want to move around the area. So do 5-6 moves before you give up. The next thing I like to do is fast travel across the map. So it's fairly well accepted at this point that fast traveling resets the fish population, including the legendary. So by fast traveling like that, I am going to change where he's at. He's going to respawn in almost certainty. Alright, so you have to do a hop when you fast travel across the map like that, and then you can fast travel back to the boat. So I'm going to move over here just a little bit so I have a little better visibility out of the lily pads. cast, switch to 1x, turn on Twitch. So I'll also show you in the options under gamepad, I believe, is it? Oh, it's accessibility. The toggle setting for twitching and jigging, as well as reeling input, is very, very helpful. So I only have to hit that Y once to make it twitch. You do that every time you move the boat or fast travel. We're going to do the once around the boat. See if he's in the area. And keep your eyes open while that lure is coming in. Because again, it's not uncommon to have to recast if he doesn't catch up to it. I've had him swim right around the boat, ignore the lure. So you really want to keep your eyes open when you're fishing for Goldstein. It's that splash that he's attracted to. So we're hoping that he swims into our area at this point. And we'll try one more towards the lily pads. That is where he came from when I caught him on my Xbox, but that doesn't mean that is where he is at right now. And then I'll show you what to do if that's unsuccessful. So at that point, and I would move around a little more, maybe fast travel more, but the other option is to exit right out and select a new server. I like to choose either morning or daytime for visibility purposes only. He is available 24 hours. However, I've found at night it can be very difficult to see. And there you get the indication that he is available in here. Gonna quick cast, lower my speed to 1x, turn on twitching, and hope that we get lucky and he's in the area this time. Same strategy. I like to alternate whether I fast travel or do a reset or move. Sometimes I'll just sit still in this spot when he's in this area because of the lily pads. Because I really like to have the visibility to be able to see him coming for the lure. So you can alternate fast travel with a full reset. Do your full cast around and alternate in moving around the cove. He certainly can be over in those lily pads. Again, it's just a lot harder to see him if he doesn't catch up to the lure right away. All the while, certainly keep your eyes open for him to jump. Again, that's never worked for me, but I've heard many people say that they see him. Patience is the key with Goldstein. He is one of the tougher ones to hook. I think he's moving all around, and it's just challenging to get into the exact same spot he is. So hence the reason to keep trying to get him to spawn near your boat. So that's the technique that I use. If this helps you catch Goldstein or you enjoy the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I am going to keep fishing for him and be patient. Patient, patient, patient. Happy fishing. Have a good one. And there he is, in the lily pads. So you can't see him, unfortunately, but he was certainly right there. Pretty quick fight on that line. Big old thick bass.